Hi, Nicole Marie Finch here. You're watching my health and mindset blog. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, I'm going to be talking about 2019. You may have been seeing all these things on social media about 2019 supposed to be some kind of transformational year. At least I know I have, and it got me curious. So, of course, I started to do some research and just kind of look at all the different things that these different sciences were saying. What are people putting out there about their predictions for what 2019 is supposed to be bringing us? And I found some cool things that I thought I would share. Whether or not you believe the science behind it or believe the theories or whatever, or doesn't matter. If you believe that these things will happen for you, then they will. So I thought it might be kind of cool to share, so you kind of have this seed planted for some cool things that could come your way. And I also thought it was very interesting that a lot of these things are saying very similar things. So I'll just jump right in. So the first thing I looked at was astrology, just Western astrology, also something called numerology, where each year is assigned a number and there's a cycle. I think it's like a 9-year cycle. So every year in that cycle, it has a different vibe, a different prediction, a different kind of thing that will happen. And we each have our own kind of personal years. We're on our own little cycles, but it's also a global cycle as well that can influence how your year may play out. And 2019 happens to be a three year. And so apparently 3 is a really important number in numerology and astrology. And it has a lot of good things supposed to be coming our way in 2019 being a 3 year. It influences us to find successes, new friendships, and direction towards a life of fulfillment and happiness. In order to take advantage of all this, though, we need to be able to release our emotions of unhappiness that maybe have built up inside of us. So it recommends spending some time in nature, maybe some writing, drawing, talking it out, whatever it is that'll help you release the energy. So you can take in this fortune this good fortune that a 3 year can bring. So that's kind of the cool thing I started to hear about. And that led into what human design is saying. So human design has some basis in astrology and some basis in some of the Chinese different spiritual models as well. And essentially what it's about is, like the sun has energy, right? You go outside and get a sunburn. All the stars and planets are giving off energy and they're kind of coming through the earth. And doing that can influence yourself, influence how you take in life, influence how life can happen around you and shift and all that good stuff. That's super high level, but that's kind of essentially what is behind this human design thing. And human design is talking about a transformational shift that is coming. We're trying to turn the corner towards that now. It's going to really be happening more in the later 2020s, but we're trying to turn that corner now. We're having greater power in our thoughts, power in our actions, and power in being able to more easily manifest life towards you. Basically going to turn into like attraction machines. And what's happening is that the gaps in time, space, and motion are becoming shorter, meaning that you're able to manifest things faster. And in the future, we'll be able to create nearly immediately what we want to see. Shifts in our minds will allow us to kind of create this life of our dreams around us. And in this journey, 2019 is that year of personal empowerment and transcendence. So that's kind of neat. And those two, again, they're kind of saying similar things. This is the transformational year, moving towards more successes and fulfillment and happiness. So that sounds good, right? I also found an article about some predictions about business and how this is going to be kind of a transformational year as businesses start to shift how they function. I found an article about how companies are going to move from being rather machine-like like they are today to being more organic, networked, organized models with greater transparency, more motivational type leaders, no more like organizational hierarchical chart, but more about focusing on rewards and training and knowledge, and where this brand really becomes part of the organizational purpose. So that's kind of neat, and that's really a cool shift to be hearing too, that even businesses are going to see more about the power of the people, right? It's also with the Chinese zodiac. It's the Chinese New Year on February 5th, so it's not there yet, but in less than a month, it'll be the Chinese New Year, and it'll be the year of the pig. And the pig is one that behaves itself, brings no harm to others, and can bring affluence to people. So perhaps this is a year where we stay on our best behavior and we don't harm others and we're all just nice and get along. We could probably use some of that, right? So that would be great. And then the affluence part, apparently this is a great year to make money. The pig brings wealth. So invest, start that new business, grow your business, get a new job, whatever it might be for you. This is a great year to make money. So take advantage of that. Also a year full of joy, friends, and love, and really helping to find success in all spheres of life. So again, these different things I looked at, they're all kind of saying similar things about how this shift is happening and how 2019 could be that year where we start to see a lot of the work we've done in the past start to really kind of come together, see that success that I'm sure we'd all love to have, that fulfillment, that happiness, that seeing the fruits of our labor. So I think this is kind of neat. And again, you may not necessarily believe in Chinese zodiac or astrology or whatever, but the fact that they're saying all similar things, that's kind of hard to ignore. At least I think it's hard to ignore. There seems to be some kind of push, some kind of shift, positive shift that's happening. So I think it's something that we can all kind of plant seeds in our mind. Because the thing is, even if you don't believe the actual Chinese zodiac or follow that or believe in horoscopes or whatever, if you believe that these things will happen for you, then they will. That's the power of our mind, the power of belief and faith and trust. If you envision positive vibes and if you envision the good fortune coming your way, you see and feel and acknowledge these things, and then you will experience them. So that's why I really wanted to share this today, so you can kind of have these seeds in your mind and start to feel some of that energy. Whether or not you believe those things, believe that this can be the year where all of these things could come true for you. And the other cool thing is that 2019 is the last year in a decade. Next year will be the beginning of the roaring 20s, going back to the 20s, which is kind of weird to think about, isn't it? But in any case, it's the last year of a decade. So I think there's some energy behind that too, the kinds of things you can use to close out this decade, and not in a pressure type way, not to feel like you have to accomplish something as we go through towards the end of this decade, but more to really step into yourself and who you are, your authenticity, and living your truth, and maybe starting some kind of new hobby, something that fires you up and gets you excited. And this is a good time to really look into that and consider that, and focus on you. Focus on what you enjoy, what you love, and what can really light you up and bring you energy and propel you into a new decade that will start next year. So that is what I have for you today. We know life is chaos. Let's have fun with it.